I have a very basic question. Exactly how do we define or describe the phrase criminal liability? I asked that in the context of the explanation of Congressman Lichon that even though they lower the age to 9, there will not be any jail time. That the child will only be I don't know if remanded is the right word to Bahay Pag-asa for rehabilitation on a mandatory confinement capacity. I don't know exactly how that goes, but with those terms in mind, with that concept in mind, how does this fit with the idea of criminal liability?
Okay. Criminal liability entails that if a person, for example, violates a criminal provision or a penal law, that person should be punished. So that penalty could be imprisonment or it could be fine, no? Because these are the legal penalties that we have in the Philippines now. We do not have the death penalty. Now, criminal liability exactly means that. Now, it's just that in our legal system, if a child commits a crime, for example, before a penalty can be, for example, imposed, the penalty for that child should be suspended first. No, and after some time in rehabilitation, for example, and after recommendations from the social workers, the judge will decide whether to impose the penalty or not. So that is misleading again, na hindi makukulong ang bata kapag 9 years old. They could be if, for example, hindi sila na-rehabilitate doon sa rehabilitation center. Now, another misleading statements that are being circulated now is that hindi makukulong ang 9 years old because they say that kailangan lang rehabilitation sa Bahay Pag-asa. But that is already precisely what is in the law today. Yan yung umiiral na batas eh. Hindi pwedeng ikulong ang bata na below 15 dahil hindi dapat. Pero pag pumunta po kayo sa mga jails, there are actually children in adult jails who are actually incarcerated and worse, along with adult inmates. And what? We have already amended the law in 2012 and we have already said na dapat walang mga bata doon, but still meron. So hindi totoo na hindi makukulong ang mga bata. Maaring makulong ang mga bata. Especially that when you say that 9 years old can actually have criminal liability, anong mangyayari doon? They can actually be in contact with the law. Pwede silang mapunta sa police. Pagdating sa police, kailangan mo nang dalhin sa lock-up cell. And the lock-up cells are so congested. Saan nila dadalhin yun? Wala naman silang paglalagyan ng bata.
In other words, we know for a fact that there are many cracks in our justice system.
Yes.
And what you're saying is, ulitin ko lang po, alam ko, inuulit ko lang, but I just want to make sure I get this right. You're saying, hindi lang sa pwedeng makulong ang mga bata, nakukulong na ang mga bata ngayon pa lang.
That's right. That's why nalulungkot ako na ang pinag-uusapan is the age. Tama si Commissioner Gwen, it's not actually the great debate. The great debate is why are we even talking about this? Bakit kailangan yung lowering ang pag-usapan? It should be the implementation because we believe hindi kailangan ibaba. If we would want, for example, yung mga reasons nila for lowering to resolve children being used by the syndicates, for example, or to lower the incidence of criminality, hindi po itong solusyon. Ang solusyon is implementation of the current law.